International economic debates on fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate have gone a long way. However, in order to determine the betterment of one exchange rate against the other, we must analyze each of the exchange rate fundamentally. A fixed exchange rate or pegged exchange rate system is a currency system in which government try to maintain a currency value that is constant against a specific currency or goods. In a fixed exchange rate system, a country's government decides the worth of its currency in terms of either fixed weight of an asset, another currency, or a basket of other currency. The central bank of a country remains committed at all times to buy and sell its currency at a fixed price. A flexible exchange rate, or commonly known as floating exchange rate, changes according to the supply and demand. The exchange rate fluctuates upward when the demand is high and conversely when the demand is low. Many economists believe that the flexible or floating exchange rate is the best there is, due to the automatically adjustment towards the economic circumstances. However, they also cause unpredictability from their dynamism. When monitoring the exchange rate or seeking adjustment to an effective goal of a policy, there are several concepts that can be taken into consideration when evaluating the appropriateness of an exchange rate system. Some of the concepts below are commonly intended to exhaust all possibilities. Concept 1. Rate, which will produce balance in the external current account. The main basis for this concept is that the current account equilibrium often accepted as a reason target. However, there are still the concern of lag precision. Current account response to exchange rates are unpredictable and prone to lags. Zero current account balance is rarely appropriate. Certain countries should naturally have a surplus, others a deficit, accompanied by capital outflows, inflows, depending on structural and other factors that can change over time. Concept 2. Purchasing power parity rate, which equates overall domestic and international price level. It is a well-known concept that serves as a valuable benchmark in different competitive economic evaluations. For instance, on living standards. The main concern for this concept is that it does not necessarily represent external equilibrium, particularly because huge volumes of product and service are not traded internationally in actuality, and because adjustment lags are substantial. Concept 3. Rate we equate domestic and international real wage rates. It is the concept of international equilibrium in the labor market that could also be appealing in terms of social policy. The main concern for this concept is that given structural rigidities within and between national labor markets, this may not be consistent with other macroeconomic policy objectives. In order to be effective, there are several factors in determining the suitable exchange rate system. Among the factors are the country monetary policy, the ability of domestic monetary policy authority, and the underpinning of a country's economic structure. Monetary policy of a country can be a huge indicator source to which an exchange rate regime should be applicable. A fixed monetary policy is often chosen to force a prudent monetary policy. Meanwhile, floating rates are to the more practically developed country. Both exchange rate systems will face a great difficulty when impractical fiscal policies are implemented. This will cause the government to allocate a huge amount of budget in order to maintain the selected exchange rate regime. Thus, the exchange rate system regime creates variability, uncertainty, and varying misalignment, over-evaluation or under-evaluation of a currency. Thus, the particular country can bear such variability and uncertainty. Critics of floating exchange rate argue that this variability of exchange rate reflect mainly non-fundamental basis, thus creating alternating over-evaluation or under-evaluation of currencies. Historically proven, the cost of such misalignment is likely to be much higher by fixed exchange rate rather than floating or flexible exchange rate. Countries with fixed exchange rate system have clearly faced over-evaluation or under-evaluation of their currency. As per those choice of exchange rate, a particular have to evaluate their currency policy to bear such risk. They must assess the purported benefit of each system as well as the opportunities for reaching those benefits through alternative and replacement approaches. Flexible exchange rate. Firstly, the monetary policy independence. Flexible exchange rate is the only method of preserving monetary policy autonomy. Second, the automatic buffer or cushion against economic shock. Changes in the exchange rate can help to offset some of the consequences of short-term shock and make the transition to a new steady state easier if the shock proves to be permanent. Fixed exchange rate. Firstly, reduce transaction costs associated with converting and hedging currencies. Due to the reduced uncertainty and increased welfare, there is a link of improved efficiency, better economic decision-making and domestic price stability. Improve price system and enhance the effectiveness of money as a medium of exchange, unit of account and store of value. It is due to the efficient allocation of resources that are less prone to variables. As a conclusion, the betterment of fixed or flexible exchange rate system regime depends heavily on which particular countries that will be implemented and the favorable weights of determinants in the country. In order to choose and implement the best of exchange rate system regime, fundamentally, the exchange rate itself should be effective and efficient when implemented. Therefore, the best exchange rate system regime is the one suited for the particular country.